Hello world, I'm Rich, and it's Rich's World Beer Tour over in Pete's Garage. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. It is about 10 below. This is where you earn your stripes in Minnesota homebrewing. It's freaking cold out here. Hey, we're gonna talk about Fast Ferment. Pete's grabbed a few of these. What do we got? 3 of them?
We got 2 of them.
2 of them, okay.
Yep, we got 2 of them.
So these are the, was it 6.8?
They're actually about 7.8. You see, I got them marked on there.
Pete's been good marking everything, so we know. What were these? About $100?
Yeah, they're $99, something like that. They come with the 2 metal brackets, kind of all the pieces, parts you need for the thing, and then, you know, I just built the wood stand to support it so that it's a little more portable.
These brackets you could put on the wall or something, and then have all sorts of hanging spots, depending on where you wanted them. And
the deal is built so that it can hang between 2 16-inch wall studs. So,
I mean, well put together stuff. Anyways, just kind of our observations. We've been using this for 6-8 months,
yeah,
at least.
Yeah, and I would say we've probably done, I don't know, 6 or 8 different beers in them.
Yep.
Some of the bigger ones we've still used the big mouth glass carboys for, but
So it's got the lid. You just got to put the little gasket in there to put your airlock on top.
Right.
The opening's big enough. Ease of cleaning.
yeah, they
hands
really
in
have been
there.
easy to clean.
There's a
I've
thermometer.
actually used a carboy cleaner and just put the valve on the bottom and closed it. And then you can use a carboy cleaner, turn it upside down and set it on the cleaner, and it works fine.
Little spot for a thermometer probe on the temperature probe on the side, and then the bottom. I don't know. Why don't we unscrew that?
Yeah, the bottom is a couple of different pieces. This is the valve part, and the key to these things is the what is it? It's not a nylon tape, but it's a plumbing tape that you use to wrap these threads with really well, and you got to wrap it about 4 or 5 times to make sure that it's sealed up well. And then the valve part goes on.
Valve 1, Exhibit A.
Yeah.
Exhibit A, the valve.
And I've had this thing leak once, and the key to it is the handle comes off, and these little knobs here fit into the little holes on the bottom side of this valve.
You can see that. There's little knobs on the side there.
Yep, and then they fit into the little holes that are there on the bottom of that valve, and that inner part of the valve tightens down around the ball inside. So it's kind of hard to see, I understand, but if you do it, you'll see what I mean. And that's a good way to get in and clean around that ball and make sure that the ball is sealed well inside.
It's some leakage, and Pete figured that out. It's on their website, but
Yeah, it's in the FAQ on their website, but it's buried down towards the bottom, so it can be a little bit of a challenge to find. And this is the yeast collection ball at the bottom, and as your yeast finishes its fermenting work and settles out towards the bottom, it settles down into that ball.
so you just turn that valve to shut it.
Yep, and then that whole thing comes off, and you can go empty that out.
And let's see, man, there's a few
Yeah.
threads on that sucker.
Again, it's a
There
lot
you
of
go.
threads.
And then you just dump out, or you can harvest your yeast.
Right, you can
for
use it
use
to collect
again.
and harvest your yeast, is right.
Otherwise, it all goes together. Some tape. It's,
Yep.
The one drawback maybe on this, obviously it's not insulated. If you're trying to move temperatures up and down, you know.
They do have a new temperature shell that they're releasing here shortly. They also have a sample port and a drill bit that they're releasing, so you can
drill in and put
Yep.
a sample port on there.
so that you can sample the beer. Let's see, they've got a carrying strap, they've got a stand.
Yeah, this thing, we don't carry it on the stand all the time. When you fill it out here, and then to get it down into Pete's basement where we're fermenting, there's a neat little strap that sits around snug on there, and then you can lift it with 2 handles. And that works.
Oh, yeah.
I've horsed a few of these around. Man, that sure makes it
Works really easy.
really well.
Yeah.
So for $100, it's not a a metal conical. It seems to work slick, clean up slick for 6 or 8 batches that we've used it. I don't know. Just wanted to put that out there. I think we had some other guys have done some videos on this. Just other than that little valve, and Pete figured that out. She's worked good. So.
Yeah, I don't know, there's been some discussion too about when you put this ball back on and open the valve that it shoots some air through it. The fact of the matter is the amount of air that's in here rises above the CO2 that's in the head space anyway.
And you could fill that with CO. You could fill the ball with CO2 if you wanted to, and then
Sure.
and then put it back on. So you're putting some CO2 back in there.
You bet. But there usually is enough CO2 above the beer that it's not really a problem.
For a 5-gallon batch, what are we? 5 gallon, you're filling up to.
Yeah, it's been anywhere in this range here. So the rest of this,
Plenty of headspace.
yeah, ends up being CO2 on top anyway.
And have you used this when you dry hopped?
Yeah, I've dry hopped once in it.
Okay.
Any
Any issues with all the dry hop stuff clogging or any of that?
I haven't had any
Not
problem
yet?
with it. No, I really haven't. You know, a couple of taps on the side
Oh,
kind of shakes
well done.
things loose a little bit, and it really hasn't been an issue.
All right. Well, hey, that's our 18 cents worth of opinions. We're making our working man pale ale this morning from beautiful, nice, balmy 10 below Minnesota. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll put some notes down below. Let us know if you're using Fast Ferment, but thanks for brewing with us. Cheers, world.
Cheers.
We don't have anything to drink.